Hello, everyone, and welcome to Low T Talk, your information hub for hormone therapy and conquering the issues of low T. Now, in previous episodes, we talked about issues that can come with hormone imbalance, low T, being fuzzy up here, maybe some issues with muscle growth, being tired, and then you go to your doctor, or maybe you get your therapy session and they mention, okay, there is an issue. We did the tests, poke with the needle, and you're going to say, okay, you took my blood and everything. They call back and say, we have to do bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. And you go, what does that mean? And that's a good question. I can remember when I had surgery on my lazy eye. I used to have an eye that, went a little bit lazy, and then I had this eye that went a little bit lazy to the side. It's kind of embarrassing now, but now that it's fixed, I don't mind talking about it, and it was called an alternating exotropia. It sounds like a huge big word. It sounds kind of confusing. What is an alternating exotropia? A lazy eye. Or when I went to get, I had some issues with my teeth, cavities. I went to go get dental work, and they said, you have some dental caries, we need to do it. Also, here's a buckle here. What's a buckle? I have my belt on. No, that is actually, when they're saying those terms, a buckle is actually a filling. A dental carie is a cavity. So when doctors use big words, I always want to know, what do they mean? What are they actually talking about? Why? Because I'm just simply interested in knowing what's happening with me. And today we're going to go into what bioidentical means from my perspective. Now, I'm not a doctor. I don't want to play one on TV. I've seen House. Looks kind of stressful. I prefer to watch Scrubs myself. I actually passed out when I was about 13 or 14 from an open heart surgery and said, maybe the medical field's not for me. I like to do stuff on my computer and make podcasts and videos for great people such as yourself. So, bioidentical, if I'm taking a look at it, in your body you have glands. And these glands produce chemicals, hormones, which are basically signals saying, hey, you're a guy, you're getting this testosterone signal, what should we do? Okay, let's say, in a simple way, lower the voice, make the member there work, produce semen, make sure that I can gain muscle, do things associated with whatever chemical you're getting. And it's interesting to see people who get therapy from that. I've known a few. There are not only changes in their personality and their mind and their structure and their brain, but there's also physical changes. So really, it affects everything. People think hormones maybe just affect sex drive or things associated with that. No, it affects everything, your whole body, which includes, your brain, how everything works. It can even potentially change the way you think, the way you approach things, along with changing how your physical body is structured. That's what hormones do. Now, as you age, it could also be from poor diet, cortisol, other issues. Sometimes your hormones get out of balance. If you remember from previous episodes, sometimes your free testosterone gets an issue. And if you can remember the gas tank has a hole and it's leaking, and then you're not getting the gas to power up your car. Now you have an issue. There's something blocking your free testosterone. There's an issue with your glands. There's an issue with your hormones. And you start to wonder, all of a sudden I don't feel good. All of a sudden I'm tired. I can't get an erection. I'm fuzzy up here. I don't have the same memory I used to. Things change when you age. Or due to poor diet or cortisol or whatever it is. You notice something is going wrong. So you go to your, it could be maximum sustained performance, go to a clinic and they say you need bioidentical hormone therapy. And then you say, what is that? They say, well, there's an issue with, let's say, your testosterone, estrogen, your progesterone, whatever it is. And they say, we're going to apply bioidentical hormone therapies through patches or cream, or it could be, through a syringe as well. And all they're doing is there's something wrong with your hormones, correct? You're not making enough, or you're not getting enough free testosterone. Something happening with your glands. You're not getting the right signals to your body to do what it needs to do. All bioidentical is using a treatment, specifically a therapy, to put in what you would normally make back into your body. That's it. It's taking biology, what your body does naturally, and creating a therapy to put identical chemicals, identical signals into you that your body would normally do. Now, why this is great is it's not doing anything extra. You don't have to. That's why I kind of cautioned against supplements. That's why I said, don't take this, don't take that. We're not trying to overdrive your testosterone. We're not trying to give you tons of estrogen. We're not, it's not trying to, overload your body, because too many signals are bad. Too much testosterone is bad. Too much estrogen is bad. Too much progesterone is bad. Too much of anything in your body is bad. You can hurt yourself by drinking even too much water. And you're supposed to drink quite a lot of water a day. There's debates on how much, but literally it's just balancing it out. Now, that's all bioidentical means. Taking what your body does naturally, which are your glands creating hormones, and replacing that with the right amount, just the right amount of signals, of chemicals that provide those signals, hormones, to put your body back in balance to deal with those issues I mentioned before, like ED, could be foggy mind, could be that, issues with your muscle mass, could be a lot of different things. Now, when that happens, bioidentical therapy is not necessarily magic. Now, I know it says bioidentical, you're putting what your body does naturally, but sometimes a doctor may need to adjust the dosage. They're going to do a lot of tests, so it's not just a one-time thing. They're not just going to poke you and say, okay, let's do bioidentical hormone therapy. Here's your prescription and have a good one. Because that really doesn't help measure the levels. That doesn't help gauge anything. Could be taking a little bit of saliva or urine or something after that and saying, okay, well, now you're making more free testosterone, so your signals are closer to where they're at. You're seeing some improvement, but we need to adjust this dose or lower it or do something, maybe even higher the dose or lower the dose to just get it right, to get what your body does naturally. So bioidentical simply means just putting in what your body does naturally, and it is not a magic thing. It is not a necessarily one-time thing. It can be altered to keep your body going. It can be lowered or higher, but once you get that right, you get everything, all those hormones that your body's making naturally, and you can start to feel good again. And one note I do want to put about this is, I said this before in other episodes, but I think it's worth mentioning, once you get bioidentical hormone therapy and you find that sweet spot of, whatever treatment you want to use, a patch, cream, gel, and you find the right dosage, it's still important to keep up with healthy habits, drinking enough water, exercising, not smoking, not drinking, not doing anything that's going to raise your stress levels all the time, because that'll create cortisol, and we'll talk about that in a future episode. But really maintaining that healthy lifestyle in addition to the therapy. Why is that so important when you're doing bioidentical hormone therapy? Well, because if you're doing hormone therapy and you're not trying to live a healthy lifestyle, I'm not saying you won't see any difference, but it won't be as magnified as it can. You can almost link it to if you're going to work out and you're going to work out hard at the gym, but you don't eat healthy food. Will you see some gains at the gym? Yes. but not as much potentially as if you had a good diet structure and a good plan there and some healthy habits. And it's the same with bioidentical hormone therapy. So if that gives you an idea, bioidentical, just taking what your glands make naturally, hormones, and supplementing it with what your body would do naturally through a therapy. Now let's take a look at my computer to get a more technical medical description of it so you can really understand it. Hello everyone, this is Kareem again. Now we're on my computer taking a look at what bioidentical hormones are. You can find this at theclevelandclinic.org. They have a lot of good articles, not just on hormone replacement therapy, but in health in general. As you can see, they have a health library here. But when it comes to bioidentical hormones are defined as man-made hormones that are very similar to hormones produced by the human body, hence the term bioidentical. These are then used as treatment for men and women whose hormones are low or out of balance. As we talked about, you notice something's off, you get a consultation, you see that, hey, there's an issue with my testosterone or estrogen, which just happens. It can happen over time, or cortisol, or maybe diet or exercise or whatever that is amiss. It could be a number of different things, and then it's recommended that you get bioidentical hormone therapy. Well, what are bioidentical hormones? What am I taking? Well, hormones are special chemicals made by parts of the body called glands, as we talked about, and they're messengers that tell parts of the body how to work, when to work, make my voice deeper, make this sex organ work, make these things produced. Hormones control almost all the tasks in the body, so they're very important. And they include sex, brain function, growth, and the breakdown of food. So it's not just an issue with your libido sometimes. It can be an issue with everything. And when hormones are out of balance, symptoms can occur. So what happens? Bioidentical hormones are identified as man-made hormones that are very similar to hormones produced by the human body. And common hormones that are matched are estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. These are then used for treatment for men and women whose own hormones are out of balance. Some prescription forms of bioidentical hormones are made by a drug company, and other forms are custom-made by a pharmacist based on doctor's orders. So there's different ways, and this is called compounding, when they actually custom make it. And the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, has approved a number of preparations of bioidentical estradiol and progesterone, which are molecularly identical to the structure of hormones generated by the human body, and they have been through testing for safety and purity. And to be sure, each dose has the same amount of hormones. The compounded forms have not been tested and approved by the FDA, though it's often advertised the products are made from plants like soybeans and yams and natural choices. And they're altered greatly in a lab, so they're no longer natural when done with processing. Both FDA-approved compounds hormones come in a variety of doses and routes of delivery. So you can take them in different ways, such as pills, creams, gels, sprays, or even vaginal inserts. And custom bioidentical hormones are often advertised as being a safer, more effective, and individualized alternative to conventional hormone therapy. However, these claims remain unsupported by any large-scale, well-designed studies, and also the lack of the FDA oversight for compounded hormones generates additional risks regarding the purity and safety of custom compounded bioidentical hormones. Although custom hormone combinations often include blends of the same ingredients found in the FDA-approved bioidentical hormones. And some custom compound preparations include additional hormone varieties, and these additional hormones have not undergone adequate testing and therefore are not included in any FDA-approved products. So, why are bioidentical hormones used? We talked about this, but as men and women age, the levels of some key hormones in the body will go down. These include estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, and this can lead to certain symptoms, and some are very common to women who age past the age of having periods, menopause, and some common effects of lower hormones include you get hot flashes, night sweats, vaginal dryness, pain during sex, problems sleeping, loss of energy, loss of muscle mass, weight gain, foggy thinking, mood changes, memory loss. Some not mentioned here, erectile dysfunction. That's a huge one. And there's even more here. And the treatment is simply, this is if you do have some of these issues or multiple of these issues, and you go through a consultation, and then they suggest a treatment, what bioidentical hormone replacement treatment is, or therapy is to replace hormones that have been lost with hormone therapy. Just putting back what was already there, doing it, taking the natural hormones that you would normally make and making identical ones. As a result, hormone levels will go up and symptoms will improve. And currently, national societies and expert recommendations state the risks and benefits of conventional and bioidentical hormones should be considered equal. Your doctor can discuss with you the variety of options available and guide therapy based on your preferences. So how common are bioidentical hormones? Well, you might be find this, the use of the compounded type is very common in the United States. When menopause, the North American Menopause Society, NAMS, reports about 1.4 million women are using this treatment. NAMS notes that this is 40% of all prescriptions for hormone therapy in women who are in menopause. The number of men using this treatment is not noted. But you might say, is this a rare thing? I've never heard of bioidentical. Is this something that's only a few people are doing? No, 1.4 million. That's quite a lot. You think about the U.S., that's 330 million people. 1.4 million people is a ton of people, using bioidentical hormones. So it's not something that's rare or something that no one's ever heard of. It's something that quite a lot of people are doing. How are bioidentical hormones given? There's many ways to get bioidentical hormones. These include pills, patches, creams, gels, and implanted pellets, so a lot of different ways to take them. And your doctor can decide which method is best for you. And you can try more than one way before you find one that works well for you. So maybe a gel's not working, maybe a patch is not working. There's different ways to do it. How does your doctor select the dose? Well, people on hormone treatment are watched very closely by their doctors. So it's not just a guess and check thing. Hey, I think you might want to try and take this because, just a hunch. It's something that's very scientific. It's something that's very, you can say they weigh it heavily. They take looks at it. They monitor stuff. And they use numbers and statistics. And most often doses are adjusted according to a patient's symptoms and needs. So it's different for everyone. But the goal is the same, with the goal of keeping your dose to a minimum required to achieve your goals. So how much you need to get back to normal. Depending on your doctor, you might have routine blood, urine, or saliva tests to check your hormone levels. So again, they're doing this by numbers, by statistics, checking what's going on, and seeing if the treatment's working. And based on that, your doctor may adjust your dose based on changing your hormone needs. And it should be noted the FDA recommends against using hormone levels to guide the dosing of hormone therapy in women, as normal levels fluctuate day to day and vary between patients. In particular, saliva hormone levels are known to fluctuate widely and have not been shown to be related to menopausal symptoms. Sorry about that. Are bioidentical hormones safe? That might be a question, because you might be saying, hey, this treatment sounds good, but will I get hurt? Is there going to be any problems? Bioidentical hormones have been approved by the FDA, have been tested for safety. They've passed the FDA's very strict standards and have been shown to be safe for people to use. So when you go to a clinic, a real clinic like Maximum Sustained Performance or any professionals, and have a consultation, bioidentical hormones are safe. Compounded hormones have not gone through the FDA's testing as yet. Little research has been done on them, and they have not been proven to be safe or unsafe. Major medical groups do not support using them because not enough is known about their safety and long-term side effects. You might ask, are compounded bioidentical hormones bad? There are risks to taking them, but in some cases they might be the better choice, and they might be needed to get the right source, gel, cream, pill, or doses of mix for a patient. Also, a patient might have a bad reaction to a pre-made form, and your doctor will know which type is better for you. What are the risks of taking bioidentical hormones? It has been shown in research studies that there are risks for women who take hormones called hormone therapy, HT, can increase the risk of blood clots, stroke, gallbladder disease, women who are older who use hormone therapy for an extended period, the risk of heart disease and breast cancer may also increase. Many doctors who use bioidentical hormones claim they are safer than regular HRT, but there have been no large research studies of bioidentical hormones, and it has not been shown that they reduce the risks of these problems. Now, this is something you obviously have to discuss with your doctor. It's done on a case-by-case basis. What are the side effects of bioidentical hormones? When the FDA approves a drug, the drug has to report side effects. So you're going to know what these side effects are. And they need to be told about. They need to include prominently noting in the paperwork when picked up at the pharmacies. Pharmacies that do compound hormones do not have to report the drug side of the FDA or such paperwork. This contributes to the myth that compounded hormones are safer, when in fact doctors do not know all the possible side effects. Side effects can happen at first given, but when the body's not used to the new level of hormones, and the dose may need to be changed. As I said before, doses can be altered based on patient's needs. Some side effects can be linked to hormone mixture, and many side effects can get better as the body adjusts to new level of hormones. Some of them can be weight gain, tiredness, headaches, bloating, indigestion, maybe itch around the area where you get a shot, or if you apply hormones using a patch, gel, or cream. Big question: when should I call my healthcare provider? Call your healthcare provider if you have a bad side effect after getting a dose of hormones. If you have a side effect that you cannot manage or does not go away in a short time, your hormone level might be too high. So it's all about adjusting the right level of hormones. It's all about, if you have these side effects, which they can be pretty tough to deal with, getting a consultation, finding someone who knows what they're doing, such as Maximum Sustained Performance, and you can either type it into Google like this, or you can just simply, go to MaximumSustainedPerformance.com, get a consultation, and then by doing that, you can get a consultation and see an actual professional, and then see if there's any issues related to hormone imbalance, and if there is, find out what is the proper dosage, and then keep working with that to solve your problem. So I hope that answers the question of bioidentical hormones, what they are, if they're safe, how they work, and give you a better idea of what the therapy is and what that term actually means and what it does. Thank you for watching.
Hey guys, are you tired of the effects of low T, or worse yet, having the effects of low T and not knowing you even have low T? That can be debilitating, it can be frustrating, especially when it affects your personal life, your love life, and other aspects of it. And I know because I've been through it. The important thing is to find experts who know what they're doing, and you can do that at MaximumSustainedPerformance.com. That's MaximumSustainedPerformance, all one word, .com, where you'll be able to get in contact and set up a free consultation with experts who know what they're doing, setting up easy appointments and understanding that it is possible to get past the effects of low T and to find a way to actually do it in a safe way through bioreplacement. So go ahead, check out MaximumSustainedPerformance.com today, and thank you so much for watching.